Swadika, thank you for joining us on Newsline. We are broadcasting live on NBT, Radio Thailand FM 88 and on NBT World. It's Friday, April the 15th, and you're with me, Tra Chirakosan. Welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. In our first story, Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has called for careful use of state funds by all government agencies in accordance with the needs of their jurisdictions. Government spokesperson Major General Sansern Kaew-Kamnert revealed that the Prime Minister has stressed that all agencies make the best use of the state budget while remaining flexible to the needs of each project and area. The Prime Minister was also of the opinion that overseas visits by government agencies are a waste of funds. Agencies wishing to send officials abroad must first file a report stating how the foreign visit would benefit the country. General Sansern added that the Prime Minister has expressed his gratitude to agencies that have diligently worked for the interests of the country and its people. The Constitution Drafting Commission, or CDC, will soon visit people across the country to explain the details of the new draft charter. CDC Chairman Michai Ruchupan said that charter drafters will start the trip after the public referendum law is passed and put into effect. Mr. Michai said that the CDC will also need to study the law prior to the start of the trip to ensure that the charter drafters' roles and responsibilities will be covered by the law. He added that an amendment to the public referendum law may be required if it does not stipulate the duties of the CDC. Mr. Michai said the charter drafters will simultaneously study the criminal code and related announcements from the National Council for Peace and Order. The CDC chairman disclosed that the first stop of the journey will be a meeting with model teachers and various community leaders who can help spread the information to people in their respective areas. He said that the CDC will be planning the details of the trips in coordination with various organizations, including the Ministries of Public Health, Defense, Interior and Social Development, and Human Security. A large number of Thais and foreigners have gathered at different spots in Bangkok to celebrate the Songkran festival. Silom Road was packed with merrymakers for looking forward to the water splashing activity. The celebrations also gave local vendors the opportunity to augment their income from the sales of water splashing equipment, food, and snacks. Unlike previous years, most revelers celebrated the festival in a modest manner to comply with the government's plea for water conservation. Water play was permitted only until 9 p.m. As for security measures, more than 400 police officers are on duty in risk-prone areas, together with over 1,300 military and defense volunteers. Songkran revelers are to undergo weapons checks to prevent and reduce the risk of criminal activity and assault. Acting Bangkok Police Chief Police Lieutenant General Sanit Mahathawon observed celebration venues and monitored the situation across the capital city. The inspections found no irregularities, and so far there have been no reports of physical or sexual assault. The Ministry of Culture organized Songkran Festival 2016 at Siam Paragon. Special activities will be held from April 12th until the 17th. For more on this, our correspondent Kun Suthichat Den Phrukhtham has the details.
Despite water management authorities urging restraint in the water use during the widespread drought in Thailand, the opening of the country's Songkran Festival 2016 has been as grand as ever. The Siam Paragon Songkran Bliss is the name of the main festivity this year. It's being held at the Siam Paragon in Bangkok by the Ministry of Culture, right in the shopping heartland of the capital. The special event offers a spectacular exhibition as well as tasty food and special local products from 12 to 17 of April. I'm currently at the Hall of Fame at the Siam Paragon, where the first out of the two opening of Songkran ceremony is about to take place. The Siam Paragon Songkran Bliss starts with a gracious traditional dancing. Making it special were the dancer outfit, which were typical of a garment worn during the earlier period of Thailand. The main part of the event is a Songkran exhibition, which reveals defining aspects of Buddha statue, which are ancient and rare cultural artifacts. The ceremonial bathing of Buddha is seen along with a display of distinctive bathing utensils used in the 4 regions of Thailand. Each of the regions has its own version for the ceremony. The religious aspect of the festival, however, is not unique to Thailand.
What people do during this period is the first day people would go to the pagoda, pray and give offering so that the merit would go to the family members, both dead and alive.
Of course, religious significance is not the only aspect of the modern Songkran festival. The music, the festivities and the water fighting which make the festival so famous both in Thailand and abroad can also be found in the nearby Sam Center. Here a podium serves as a place where the music and performances can be enjoyed in a safe and family-oriented environment, as well as a free space for the water battle that made Songkran so famous. This colorful event is an effort by the Ministry of Culture, the Ministry of Sport and Tourism, and the Chulalongkorn University.
Songkran is a Thai New Year and comprising both religious and traditional belief. For religious belief that we Thai people come to temple to ask for good luck and wash away all bad luck for the coming year.
The water shortage that is a pervasive issue in Thailand at this moment means that the government is concerned to promote a smarter use of water. As a result, the Songkran festival this year can be just as much fun as before, while being safer and more cultural. Sitisha Denprik-Tham, reporting for NBT World.
Residents and revelers at Sukhothai Province's Khao Tok Sukhothai Road have joined in a campaign to wear flowered shirts for the Songkran holiday, creating an impressive scene for visiting visitors. Sukhothai Governor Piti Keo Salapsi chaired the opening of Songkran festivities in the province yesterday at Khao Tok Sukhothai Road. The province's administration has set Songkran celebrations for April 12 until the 15th and called for revelers to observe classic Thai traditions as well as local practices to foster a good image for their community. Apart from water activities taking place along the popular road, religious and spiritual ceremonies are also taking place alongside a stupa building context and a beauty pageant. The road has set up a special safe water play zone where alcohol and weapons have been banned. A highlight of the event has been residents' readiness to don flowered shirts, creating a festive atmosphere. 11 districts in Chonburi Province have taken part in a float competition held in celebration of the Songkran festival. The parade, led by Governor Khomsan Ekachai and the deputy governors of Chonburi, featured beauty queens and models clad in specially designed floral outfits. The procession traveled along the main and secondary roads in the city center, capturing the attention of both residents and tourists alike. Traffic came to a near standstill. The float from Siracha district was this year's winner, earning a trophy granted by Her Royal Highness Princess Maha Chakri Sirinthorn and prize money of 50,000 baht. The first and second runner-ups are the floats from Banglamung and Mueang Chonburi, which were awarded 30,000 and 20,000 baht respectively. The Ministry of Public Health has warned the public to eat only freshly cooked food, since food spoils easily during the summertime. Public Health Minister Piyasakon Sakon Satayathon urged food vendors to completely cook food while washing fruits and vegetables with clean water many times. He also called for separate knives and cutting boards for raw and cooked food, as well as proper kitchen cleanliness. As for consumers, the minister suggested that they eat freshly cooked food, use serving spoons, and wash their hands often in order to avoid digestive diseases such as diarrhea. From January 1st to April 4th, there were more than 300,000 diarrhea patients, of which there were fatalities. Consumers are advised to exercise caution with certain dishes, including spicy salads with raw meat, fried rice with crab meat, as well as food or desserts made with coconut milk. The Ministry of Commerce reported its success in selling 150,000 tons of rice during a trip to Hong Kong, while cooperating with the Special Administration's concerns over chemicals found in Thai durians. During the visit, Commerce Minister Apiradi Tantraporn met with her Hong Kong counterpart to discuss Thailand's durian exports to Hong Kong. Last year, more than 50% of Thai durian exports worth 6 billion baht went to Hong Kong. Hong Kong had previously discovered that some Thai durians were coated with turmeric and contaminated with other chemicals. The minister said Thailand and Hong Kong agreed to work closely together to tackle the problem of contaminated durian exports. She said that no Thai durians covered in turmeric were found in Hong Kong markets during this period. The minister also warned Thai durian exporters to conform to Hong Kong's regulations for fresh fruit and vegetable imports. Both Thai and foreign rubber manufacturers have expressed interest to invest in the new industrial estate in Songkhla province, currently under construction. According to the governor of the Rubber Authority of Thailand, Tat Suksaat, the development of the industrial estate is currently underway. The area will be named Rubber City once completed. Chinese investors are among those showing great interest in the industrial estate. The governor of the Rubber Authority of Thailand has assured that there will be enough rubber to supply factories that will be built in Rubber City. He added that the industrial estate will be equipped with rubber specialists and scientists who will contribute to its technological growth and productivity. Several small and medium rubber manufacturers from the province are also planning to set up factories worth at least 2.4 billion baht to produce block rubber and rubber tires. Thai Airways International has reported a higher number of passengers during the first quarter of this year. Chief Financial Officer of Thai Airways, Narongchai Wongthana-Wimok, said that the average number of passengers per flight increased from 73% to 77% of capacity within the first quarter, due to more foreign tourist arrivals. Most travelers were from China, South Korea, and Japan, especially during the high season month of February. Mr. Narongchai said Thai Airways International is now developing a marketing plan to boost ticket sales in the second quarter, when the number of tourists is expected to decline. And that's the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. Before we take a quick break, let's take a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
Thai. Created from Thai wisdom, used to be served on banana leaf, and the banana tree is used for practicing Muay Thai. Muay Thai was trained in the temples, which can be found on the mountains, in the caves, or on the water, everywhere, just like Pad Thai. There are thousands of other stories to discover. Discover your amazing stories in Amazing Thailand.
ASEAN Community. ASEAN member countries have agreed that the main part of the ASEAN community is its people. People are therefore to be the central focus. ASEAN Political and Security Community. In terms of politics and security, ASEAN promotes democracy, the principle of law, and good governance that protects fundamental human rights, and freedoms accordingly. In terms of the economy, ASEAN gives priority to every section in society. For example, it promotes small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, and supports more public-private partnerships. A study of the social effects of the expansion of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. 3 issues are: 1. Problem of laborers' migration, 2. Problem of ensuring security against new forms of crime, and 3. Problem of providing social welfare wherever needed. One vision, one identity, one community.
ASEAN ministers and 3 dialogue partners recently attended the 13th conference of ASEAN ministers responsible for information and related meetings as well in Cebu, Philippines. The discussions are on information development and the ASEAN 50th anniversary celebrations. For more on this, Kun Pantikan Petnarin has the story.
Of the Philippines has hosted the 13th Conference of ASEAN Ministers responsible for information and arranged related meetings, such as the 14th Senior Officials Meeting responsible for information and the 4th Conference of ASEAN +3 Ministers responsible for information. The events were held in Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu, on the theme One ASEAN, Connectivity, Community, Opportunity. The objective of the meetings was to promote effective cooperation in the fields of cultural and information for the purpose of enhancing mutual understanding, building solidarity among the people of ASEAN, furthering regional development, and promoting the image of ASEAN. The 13th Conference of ASEAN Ministers responsible for information resulted in an ASEAN member states agreement on the development of the cooperation to raise awareness of ASEAN and build a sense of community among ASEAN peoples. The conference also discussed the organization of activities to celebrate the 50th anniversary next year of the establishment of ASEAN.
ASEAN has 3 pillars: political security, economic, and socio-cultural. The information ministers are lodged in the socio-cultural, but you will all agree that our work would also encompass the 2 other pillars, and once we get into high gear and synchronize our efforts with those of the other 2 pillars, we are very confident that we could move faster and there could be greater cohesion and a more positive outlook and a higher level of awareness.
One of the most important outcomes of the conference was not only the recognition but also the emphasis on the need to promote the role of the media and information sector in the ASEAN activities, especially in this year 2016, which is a critical year. When we in the wake of the establishment of the ASEAN community and also preparation for the commemoration of 50 years of ASEAN, but also the start of the implementation of the new vision that our leaders adopted last year, Vision 2025.
On this occasion, Dr. Jarun Chaisorn, Deputy Director General of the Government Public Relations Department, said at the conference that Thailand stands in a full cooperation and participation with ASEAN member states and dialogue partners in ensuring that no one is left behind. As a chairman of Group 77, Thailand is ready to develop inclusive societies where information accessibility is guaranteed. During this time, the government is undertaking comprehensive media reform to elevate media responsibility and literacy.
As chair of the Group of 77 or G77 this year, Thailand stands ready to serve as the driving force in the implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. One of our goals is to develop inclusive societies where people are ensured of equitable access to information. Thailand will do its best to help empower our ASEAN region, narrow development gaps, and build a sustainable and inclusive community.
The discussions at the meeting can be seen as a conforming with one pillar of ASEAN, which is a socio-cultural community. As ASEAN has 3 pillars, the ministers decided to combine a political security community and an economic community. This was to achieve the purpose of ASEAN: one vision, one identity, one community. Camera work by Pornmongkol Suthi, Ampantikan Pinarin, reporting.
U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry was alarmed by a video of a simulated attack on a U.S. Navy ship in the Baltic Sea by 2 Russian warplanes and will raise the incident with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. The U.S. military reported that 2 Russian warplanes flew simulated attack passes near a U.S. guided missile destroyer in the Baltic Sea on Tuesday, with one official describing them as one of the most aggressive interactions in recent memory. The official said the repeated flights by the Sukhoi Su-24 warplanes, which also flew near the ship a day earlier, were so close they created wake in the water with 11 passes. The planes carried no visible weaponry. The U.S. military on Wednesday released photos and videos of the incidents. In one photograph, an Su-24 appears to pass at extremely low altitude over the Donald Cook's Bow. Brazil's President Dilma Rousseff resorted to the Supreme Court in a last-ditch attempt to avert a critical impeachment vote in Congress that could lead to her removal from office. Rousseff's Attorney General Jose Eduardo Cardoso asked the top court for an injunction to suspend Sunday's lower house vote until the full court can rule on what he called procedural flaws in the impeachment process. Cardoso, Rousseff's former justice minister and the government's main legal advisor, has said previously that the impeachment process was unconstitutional. In his appeal to the Supreme Court on Thursday, he asked it annul the report to the lower house by a congressional committee that recommended impeachment on Monday. Meanwhile, politicians have begun to flock this week to the residence of the man who would replace Rousseff if she is convicted. Vice President Michel Temer to declare their support for him. Business leaders have also come out in support of Temer, who promises market-friendly policies and less government intervention to boost the world's 7th largest economy, hit by its worst downturn since the Great Depression of the 1930s. A solar-powered plane attempting to circumnavigate the globe is ready to continue its record-breaking journey. The aircraft, called the Solar Impulse 2, was grounded on the island of Oahu, Hawaii, since July as a result of battery damage caused during the plane's record almost 118-hour trans-Pacific flight from Japan to Hawaii. The Solar Impulse team said in a statement that they were now re-entering mission mode and that on Thursday they would start to identify the first favorable window for pilot Bertrand Piccard to fly towards North America, which would come soon as April 17th. The next leg of aircraft's journey will be a 4-day, 4-night flight to Phoenix, Arizona. The Solar Impulse 2 is the first aircraft to fly day and night without any fuel. Pilot Andre Borcheg navigates alone in an unheated and unpressurized cockpit, sleeping in bursts of 20 minutes while on autopilot. And that's it for today's edition of Newsline. For any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email them to us at newsline.npt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook. Just simply type in NNT or check out our website at thainews.prd.go.th/en. And we are going to say goodbye now with footage of a baby orangutan and its mother being reunited after a C-section birth at Memphis Zoo. I'm Tra Thiragossan. Have a wonderful day. สวัสดีค่ะ